I think Americans hated the name Joe in the 1950s. I mean, why else would they nickname a nuclear weapon by that? The Soviet Union started studies of advanced nuclear bombs, and specifically hydrogen bombs, in the 1940s. But little did they know that in less than a decade, it would be ready for testing. Let's dive into the story of the Soviet Union's first hydrogen bomb and all about its destructive power, because Nolan's Oppenheimer has surely gotten us all into bombs. And don't forget to bomb this video with likes. Joe 4 was the American nickname for the first Soviet test of a thermonuclear weapon. This test was carried out exactly on today's date, but way back in 1953. And believe it or not, this bomb detonated with as much force as 400 kilotons of TNT. And if you don't have context for how much 400 kilotons would be, the infamous little boy bomb dropped on Hiroshima exploded with an energy of 15 kilotons of TNT. The Joe 4 bomb, officially called RDS-6C, was tested at the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site in present-day Kazakhstan. This test site was nicknamed Polygon, and believe it or not, it's safe to visit even today. And what does this mean exactly? Well, you do absorb some radiation, but it's similar to the amount you'd absorb on any flight journey. However, when you're near the high impact zones, you're given a protective suit and mask for safety. Initially, when the bomb was tested in 1953, it was at a height of 30 meters on a specially constructed tower, and all brick buildings and railway bridges within its 4-kilometer radius were destroyed. One of the Soviet physicists who worked on the math behind the bomb was Lev Landau. He calculated the bomb's dynamics so well that he could predict its effects more accurately than the US. And it wasn't just the math that the US was falling behind in, but in the race to the most destructive nuclear weapon too. Joe 4 spiked concerns with the US government. They weren't just scared of the power of the Soviet bomb, but also the unsettling realization that the bomb is more than just a test. It's a weapon ready to be used. The US also had their version of a hydrogen bomb called Mike, but Mike was just a proof of concept, while Joe 4 was a ready bomb. So the US had to double down on its efforts, and within a year, the US launched its first high-yield thermonuclear weapon, called Castle Bravo. Castle Bravo was a lithium deuteride-fueled weapon, unlike the Soviets' hydrogen bomb. Now let's not get into the technicalities, as we're not part of physics or chemistry class here. Let's dive straight into the drama. In trying to compete and amp up its nuclear force against the Soviets, did America match the explosive power of Joe 4? Well, Soviets' bomb Joe 4 detonated with 400 kilotons of energy, and US's Castle Bravo with 15 megatons. 15 megatons are 15,000 kilotons. So basically most countries were just in an ego show of who could make the most destructive bomb, and not use it but keep it ready for use, aka the Cold War. Wait, what did that just say? The Joe 4 we've been talking about throughout this video wasn't a real bomb? Don't worry, you're not hallucinating. I'll be talking all about how experts didn't actually consider Joe 4 as a hydrogen bomb. Joe 4 was definitely a fusion bomb, but its design didn't meet the criteria for a traditional staged weapon that produces megatons of explosive power. In simple words, in a staged weapon, a fission bomb sets off the fusion of hydrogen atoms. This triggers a chain reaction that releases a massive burst of energy. And what does this lead to? Big explosions, so enormous that they can reach the megaton scale. But our Joe 4 wasn't in the megaton big leagues. Its yield, as we already know, stopped in the kilotons range. And don't get me wrong, that's super powerful too, but not as powerful as the staged weapons or a true hydrogen bomb. So yeah, technically it wasn't a hydrogen bomb, but it sure was a real bomb. And after hearing the story of Joe 4, if you're up for an even wilder and more exciting bomb story, you'll be shocked and intrigued when you hear all about the Hiroshima-Nagasaki bombing. Don't wait. Check out this next video right away. Make sure you are subscribed to Behind the Date so that you can uncover the stories behind each special day. Bye-bye. I'm off to enjoy the Hiroshima-Nagasaki video and then enjoy the Oppenheimer movie in IMAX.